All right, so we do have some new VIP Einsteins this week. I think one or two of them are here with us today, so I just want to welcome the new folks to the club. What we do here, I want to give you a quick explanation. This isn't where you're going to come to learn the mechanics of our trading. This is more like what Mr. Miyagi was trying to teach Daniel when he was teaching him the wax on, wax off thing. Um, so what essentially happened is that Daniel needed to learn how to fight because he kept getting beat up, and he saw Mr. Miyagi do this karate stuff, which was a bunch of punching and kicking. So Daniel comes to this, gets his lessons, and Mr. Miyagi has him doing all of these chores around his house, doing wax on, wax off, paint the fence, all that stuff. And Daniel thought that he was just paying his dues before his lessons started. But what was really happening was Mr. Miyagi was teaching Daniel the foundation from which to build on a karate, not career, but on learning karate. You want to start the right way, and the wax on, wax off, and paint the fence, and all of that was building the foundation to grow his karate skills from. And that's really what we do here at these aha moments. Is I'm helping you build a realistic foundation. A lot of us come from having some unrealistic expectations about what trading is or what it can do for you. So this is to try to help get your mind right as it pertains to the expectations of what's required to be successful. Okay, and so I thought that this event today was pretty timely. I know that many of you, and I know you don't want to admit it, but I'll bet you more than a couple of you took some trades today that you probably shouldn't have, whether it was live or in sim. This week has been very volatile week. Big drops the last couple of days with the coronavirus scare that's going on. So the markets have been very jittery, jumping all around, and I know that many of you maybe didn't say what you were doing, but chances are you did some things like place some trades because the setups look so good, and you said to yourself, well, I was just sim trading, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't count. So you got to remember it all counts, and there's nothing good can come from forcing a trade during live trading, whether you're in sim or whether you're trading live money. Nothing good can happen. You got two choices. You win the trade, you lose the trade. So if you win the trade, you think, well, Tony, that's good, right? No, because what you've just done is told yourself, I have superpowers. I know what the market's going to do. I know that my gut never lies to me, and that I can trust my gut more often than I can trust the rules. And that you may not consciously say that to yourself, but you may absolutely be saying that subconsciously. Okay, so the rules mean less when you break the rules, and in the course of breaking those rules, you win a trade. And I feel fairly confident that either those of you here with us in the room today or you're watching this on video, I feel fairly confident that more than a couple of you took trades you know you shouldn't have taken today, but for some reason you chose to. So why would that be? Why would some of you trade when you know that you shouldn't be? Okay? And a lot of times you just should be walking away, particularly if you're not inclined to sit and wait patiently. If you shouldn't be trading at all, a lot of times we think, well, we're just rolling in it. You know, I'm just rolling in it. I can't lose today. I'm doing so well. Why in the world would I want to quit? Okay? And if you question that logic, go to Las Vegas, okay, and see how that empire was built. It was built on winners that refused to quit. Okay? Same thing. Doing so bad. I don't want to quit now. Then I for sure had a losing day. And what goes right along with that is I just want more to get my money back. And what do you do when you've lost a bit of money? What do you do? What's most typical? Say, I'm just going to put on one more trade. Yeah, you could call it revenge, I guess. But I would find myself really doubling up, tripling up on the contracts that I was trading, the number of contracts, and really roll the dice. And I wouldn't even look for the best setup because in my mind, I was still at a point of like zero confidence that anything I thought, anything I knew, anytime I placed a trade, I had zero confidence in that trade. So I really didn't need to focus a whole lot on my rules because I didn't really have that much confidence in them anyway. So I would, man, it would be like walking into a casino and putting everything you got on you on black or red or whatever. You know, I was just taking a chance. And of course, 9 times out of 10, we all know how that went, right? And then you just feel stupid. How about the excitement and thrill? Just can't be replaced. You know, sitting like we've been the last few days is boring. And our minds can create all kinds of scenarios when we're sitting and trying to be patient and trying to be good and trying not to feel that we need stimulation, that we need the excitement or thrill. So it becomes very difficult to sit and wait. The longer you do it, the harder it becomes. I'm going to suggest that many of you around 10:30, 10:45 every day, if you haven't taken a trade by then, your mind is starting to work on you. You're starting to tell yourself stories about being a trader and what it's like to be a trader and that you need to be a trader and that you need to justify that you're sitting here for all this time with no money. For what reason? You know, you've got people that you need to be accountable to about your how much money you made today. You know, you've got all these things that are going on through your mind while you're sitting and waiting. And it usually, you know, the first hour you're doing okay. The next half hour is where it starts to kind of creep in on you. It's hard to admit when you've been defeated and just stop and walk away, which goes back to, you know, I just need to get my money back because if I stop now, I'm definitely defeated. But if I keep trying, then maybe I won't be defeated. So you just keep trying and keep trying. And if you get up and walk away and you come back the next day and everybody is posting online, or everybody in your trade room or whatever says, "Oh, what a great day. Oh, man, good thing I waited till the end." And you're going, "Oh my gosh, I left all that money on the table and I walked away. I should not have done that." Okay. So, what is the underlying source behind not walking away? What causes us? All of these has a source that causes us to have these emotions and do this reasoning and arguing with ourselves and trying to justify what we've done. And we all know what it is. It's money. We get blinded by it. We can't think straight. Every tick is money. It causes us to have emotions. If you've been in this program, you've been working for a while, you've been working on this. But it always seems to creep back in, right? Or for the most part, it tends to creep back into your thought processes. It tends to overwhelm you when you're not expecting it. Okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to make some hard and fast rules. All right? You're going to stop trading when you hit your daily goal, or stop trading when you've hit your daily loss. Christopher asked me in the room if I had stopped trading live for the day, and I had 3 winners, first 3 trades, 3 winners, and I stopped. I wasn't going to give it back. I wasn't like on a roll or, oh man, I've said this recently. Nobody ever went broke putting money in the bank. And that's been my mantra, my philosophy, ever since I started turning my trading around. You can't go broke putting money in the bank consistently on a regular basis. That seems so simple. But when I heard that, it was really eye-opening when you think about it. I would have winning days, but I'd have losing days that were that were much worse than the winning days I had. So you have to know when to stop. Or, like Vegas, you're just going to give it back because things do change. Don't trade if you're sick or if you're taking medicine and you can't make good decisions. If you're in a hurry you have something coming up and you really don't have a lot of time, but you want to come in and you want to get a few trades real quick, you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes. You have to sit down. You have to be focused on what you're doing. Don't trade if you're at home and you're babysitting the kids and they're going crazy all over the house, but you're like, nope, I'm going to be a trader because that's what traders do and I got to trade. Now, if you've got kids around or you've got some guy with a jackhammer outside your window and you can't focus, then just walk away. And then what if the markets are running in an atypical fashion, in a fashion that was not intended for trading our system? Okay? And this is very timely in that the last couple of days, today was better, but not great. I mean, it was still out of the 6 instruments we trade in the trade room, I still could only trade a couple of them. The equity indexes were so jittery that they couldn't even be traded. So I just waited. We even got some really nice looking setups. But when price is jumping 3, 4, 6, 10 ticks at a time, that's not typical. And I would never design a trading system around something like that. Okay. So we've got to learn to wait. Okay. All right. Any questions? I think this week was a perfect timing for this particular event. And hopefully you've all stayed safe. Any questions? No questions.